So any one of you have any idea on what is joins in SQL?
Yes.
Means, yeah, it is used to combine two rows from two tables, I think.
Yeah.
Rows from two tables.
So
Joining
basically,
combined tables.
Common column.
Mhm. So basically, when we say join, as the name suggests, right, we are joining something. So we are joining two tables here. So to join
Yes.
two tables, we need a particular column or a set of columns which should be same in both the tables, right? If there is no common columns in both the tables, we cannot join because we will not have anything to match or compare, right?
Yeah.
So join is a clause which is used to combine two or more tables based on some relatable columns. Like for example, let's take the employee table. So employee will have employee IDs and department ID because the employee can work in a particular department, right? So now we will also have a department table which will have the names of all the departments in the company, right? So now if we want to find out which employee works for which department, we need to join the employee table with department table, correct?
Yes.
And what is the common column between the employee table and department table?
ID.
The department ID, which is there in both these tables. So we can join these two tables based on department ID, and we can get the required results from both the tables, right? So in joins, it's not necessarily required like we only join two tables. You can join multiple tables. So you can have multiple joins in a query, and you can keep joining as many tables as you want. Just you need to make sure like one of the tables has some column which is related to a different table. There is some relation between the tables, so that you can do a join easily. Okay.
Okay.
So there are 4 different types of SQL joins. Okay, first is the most common used join, which we call as the inner join. Let's see how it looks, right? So the syntax of inner join is select columns. These columns can be from both table 1 and table 2, or you can select from one specific table also, right? So it's like select columns from table 1, then we are doing an inner join on table 2. On what? On the column, on table 1 dot column equal to table 2 dot column. In the example that I gave you of employee and department, it will be something like this: select columns from employee table, inner join department table on employee dot which column, department ID, equal to department dot department ID. You can picture that query here. Table 1 is employee, table 2 is department. On what column we are joining these two tables? What is a relatable column? That is a department ID. Yes. So this is how we write an inner join query. And if we take a Venn diagram, right, how will it look? So we have two tables, table 1 and table 2. Only those records which will match or which are present in both these tables for this particular column values will be displayed. So when you do an inner join, your result set will be this blue color part, which is the intersection of table 1 and table 2. Means only those records which are present in both table 1 and table 2 will be displayed based on this condition. Clear on this?
Yes.
So
Yes.
for example, let me see if I can show you with an example. So I have this table 1, I have employee ID, and I have department ID. Let's say employee ID is 101, department ID is 201. Employee ID is 102, department ID is 203, 103, and department ID is 201. Let's take one more employee, 104, who work in department 500, right? So table 1, this is the employee table. Now let's have a department table. We have department ID, and let's say department name, and we will have department ID 201. Department name is HR. Department name ID 203. Department name is engineering. And we only have two departments in department table, for example. Now we need to join this employee table with department table, and we are going to use a inner join. So how will we write the query? We will write select, and what do we want to select in our query? We will select the employee ID and the department name. So employee ID comes from what table? Employee table. So we need to write employee dot employee ID. Because we have multiple tables now, we have two tables, employee and department. We need to specify from which table we want to pull the employee ID. Okay.
Okay.
So, and we want department name. So department name is in which table? It is in department table. So you need to write comma department dot department name, right? From where we want to pull this? We want to pull it from employee table, and we have to do a inner join with what table? Department table, right? And with the on clause, we need to specify on which column we want to do a join. What will be the column here? On
Employee ID and the employee
Department ID.
what is the common
department
column between these two tables?
department ID.
So on which column we need to join then these two tables?
Employee ID dot department ID is equal to
Table 1.
Employee dot
department ID
equal to department dot.
department ID.
Okay, now we wrote an inner join and we are joining. So now what will be the output of this query? As per the Venn diagram, only the matching records. Matching records on what? On columns. So what columns we selected here? Department ID. So if you see, there are department IDs 201, 203 and 500, right? Three distinct department IDs here. And how many department ID is there in department table? 2. Means one of them is missing, right? So what will happen when you do an inner join? It will take only those values which are present in both the department ID columns in both the tables. Since I am doing inner join on department ID, what happens? First, it will take one record from employee table. This record it will pick. Okay. Then it will check the department ID of this record. It will check, oh, 201. It will come to the department table because we are joining with department table. It will take this 201. It will check if 201 is present in department ID or not. Oh, it is present. It will say, okay, for the first record, we have a matching department ID, which is which is what? 20? 201 is a department ID for the first record in employee table, which is matching with the first record in department table, right? So since we have a match for the first record, we get the value displayed. So it will be like employee ID. And what are we selecting in the select statement? Employee ID. So what is the employee ID for the first record? It's 101. So it will give you 101, comma. What is the department name? It will give you HR, right? Because department ID 201 is what? HR. Got it?
Okay.
Now it will process the second. It processes row by row. Everything when you do a join, it will process on a row by row basis. So first row it took, it checked, do I have an entry for this department ID 201 in department table? If yes, display this employee ID and this department name, and it displayed. So again, it has a department ID 203. Next record, it will check, oh, I have a department ID 203 in the department table. What is the employee ID for that table? 102. And what is the department ID? Print engineering. Okay. Now it comes to the third record. Third department ID is again 201. It comes, it finds a match, it will display. So employee ID is 103. Department will be HR. Now comes the fourth record, 500. When it looks for 500 in this table, is there a match?
No.
Yes, so it will not find a match of this department ID here. It will try to search all the records in this table. In this case, we have 2 records. It did not find any match. It will say there is no match. And since it is an inner join, and we need to display only the dataset which is matching, so we will exclude that. So when you run this query and join these 2 tables using an inner join, this is the dataset you will be getting. Clear on how we got this dataset?
Yes.
So the inner join processes on a row by row basis. So it takes this record and it will compare with all the records in this table. So for example, by mistake, the HR team or a department team has created one more department, new HR, with the same department ID. Right? Now if you do an inner join, what will be the output? Can somebody tell me what will be the output now, based on how we did for the first time?
Yeah, it will be like as it's already like
101 HR.
Okay, 101 HR. Then
102 engineering.
102. Okay.
Engineering.
And
103 new HR.
103 new HR. Okay. Any other answers? Okay, so this is completely wrong
okay.
because you did not pay attention to how I said the joins will happen. Now let me show you what will be the output. Right, so it will pick the first record from employee table and compare with all the records from department table. So now this 201, it is coming twice in this table.
Okay.
So this 201 matches with this one also and this one also. So first record 101, it takes a department ID, it finds a match, it prints 101, HR. It did not stop the scanning here. It then stops scans for the second record in department table. It says 203, not a match, skip. Now it comes to the third record. It says, oh, again there is 201. So print again, new HR, right? So then processing for this row is now done. Now it comes for 203. It starts from the start again. 203 with 201, not matching. 203 with 203, matching, great. So print 102 and engineering. Now it matches with this record. Oh, 203 is not matching with 201, leave it. I don't need. Now comes the third record, employee ID 103. It says 201. Oh, matches with HR. So it will print 103, HR. Again it comes to 203, not match. Again it finds with 201. It says, oh, one more entry. So 103, new HR. You understood what happened here?
Like whatever it comes record, it will repeat. Like it will just go and check and whatever.
Yeah, so it does row by row processing. If it will take one row, and for the join column, it will check all the rows in the second table. If there are multiple if there is one more 201 entries, right? So it will have 3 values now. So let's say it is like HR plus new HR department. So in this case, you will have one more entry here with 101, which will be HR plus plus. And again, one more entry here, 103, which will be HR plus plus. So basically, one record checked with multiple records. If there are multiple values matching, it will print all the values here. Got it? It's like one to many. It will check if 201 has 1, 2, 3 records, then you will have 3 employee records for the employee ID, because this employee is marked to 3 departments as per this particular table, right? Same if employee 103, it's marked to 3 departments. So
Correct.
people generally will say, like, when you see joins, you will say, oh, join on this column, department ID. Okay, it matches with 201, matches with 201, 101 HR is displayed. So any guy who doesn't understand how the join works will give the example as 101 HR. It will say 103, 102 engineering, and 103 as HR. Any guy who doesn't understand join will give you this answer. Whereas your interviewer will be looking for this particular answer.
Okay.
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 So this one, you have to be very careful, and you should always remember first record checks with all the record in the table. If we are checking 201 with 201. If there are 3 entries of 201, we should be getting 3 records in our output. So since we are discussing interview questions here, very common question in interview on joins. Since I am teaching you the concepts, I want to make sure you understand the concept how join works first before we go and write the queries. So remember this example and try to answer this interview question. Okay, we have table 1 and we have table 2. I have a column A in this table. I have a column A in this table. Values are 1, 1, 2, 3, and 3. And here values are 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 3. Okay. Clear? I have 2 tables, table 1, table 2. Column names are same, A and A. So we will join this table 1 and table 2 on column A, and I want you to give me the output. So what I'm selecting, select table 1 dot A, comma, table 2 dot A from table A,
From table 1.
table 1, inner join table 2 on table 1 dot A equal to table 2 dot A. What is the output? So I will have like table 1 dot A column here and table 1 dot B, table 2 dot A column here. Give me the output now.
Will go first, it will go for a 1, like 1. Then it will, 1, it will mention as a 1.
Okay.
And then it will go for 1. And then it will mention as a 1.
Okay.
Then again it will start for 1.
Okay.
Then it will be 1 again.
Okay.
And again it will be 1.
Okay.
And then it will be 1.
Okay.
And then 2. However, there is a no, like will not have any 2 in that. So it will go again into 3. 2 it will not reflect. 3.
Okay.
And then it will mention as a 3.
Okay.
That's all for 3. And then it will go 3.
Okay.
3.
Then it will be a 3.
All right. So everyone agrees with this answer?
Yes.
Very good. So you are the first guys who did it in one go because you understood this concept. When this question was asked to me in the interview, you know what I answered? I answered this. 1, 1. Because 1 matches, I answered like, okay, 1, 1. Because 3 matches, I answered like 3. And 3. And I was rejected. Now you know why.
Yes.
Yeah. So then I went home and saw what happened. And then I realized how joins worked. So this is how inner join works. Clear on inner join? So if you
Yes.
guys have answered this question, I'm very glad that you did and you understood. So you took this one compared with this one, and some guys will say you give me the count of records which you will get in this. So in that case, what you need to do? This one matches twice to 2. This one matches twice to 4. 4 records for ones. 3 matches with 3 ones. 3 basically 2 into 2 4. 1 into 2 2. 4 plus 2 6. You get 6 records. Somebody will ask you like give me the count of records you will get with this output. Somebody will ask you to write the output. Somebody will just ask you give me the count of records you will get. Right. So if they ask you count of records, you should mention 6. Right. And if they want you to give the data, and this is a very common interview question. I have given interviews in 9-10 companies, and everywhere this was the first question they asked me in SQL. Okay. So you should remember this question very well. And somebody will give you just like this also. They will have like table 1A column, table 2A column. They will just say I have values like 1, 1, 1, 1, and I have values as 1 and 1. What will be the output of inner join? Tell me this also.
It will be like 4 into 2.
Right. So you will get 1, 1,
1 1
1, 1, 1, 1,
1 1.
1, 1. It will be like 8 times, right? Because this one matches twice, this one matches twice. So this
Yes.
goes on 8 times. Clear on this? How joins works?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So you understood inner join. Let's try the next join. I'm very excited. I want you to answer a wrong question. So how inner join works? So inner join will be like this. Left join, sorry. So left join syntax is same. Select columns from table 1. Left join table 2 on the columns. So if you see the diagram now, it takes matching records from both the tables, which was this part, which is same as inner join, right? But it will also
Yes.
take the record which is not matching from the left table. And what is the left table? The table before this left keyword is considered as the left table. In this case, table 1 will be our left table and table 2 will be our right table. So when we say left outer join, it means select the matching records from both the tables and select the records from table 1 which has no entries here. So let's check this example that we have. Right, we have this HR and engineering example. I'll just take the same example for left join. So left join, left outer join, everything is same. You can call it anything. Okay, no hard and fast rule. So left outer join is all same. It can be left join or left outer join. So now we have two tables. Let me copy the query also, just for saving some time. And we'll make this inner join to left join. Okay. Now, as I said, it will first check for all the matching records from left table. So from both the tables, and then it will take the non-matching records from the left table. Basically, all the records from left table will be coming, and only matching records from table department will be coming. Right. So if we do a left join, what will be the result? So again, we are doing on, let's remove these two departments for now. So we are again doing a check on department ID, right? So we will get 101, 201, sorry, 101 and HR, because we are having a match on 201. So for 102 also we have a match, which is engineering. So for 103 again we have a match, which is HR. Now, what is our left table? Left table is employee, right? Now you see there is one employee ID 104, which is not having any match in department ID. So till this point, what we did this part, this intersection part. Agreed on this?
Yes.
Now we have this bigger part pending, wherein we also need to print the records which don't have a match. But from which table? From table 1. So table 1 here is employee table for us. Let's say we have one more employee here, and it has department ID 204, which is also not present. So even these employees will be coming now. See, even though they don't have a match, right? We'll still print it. And their department name will be null.
As it is left table.
As it is the left table. And why did we print the employee IDs? Because employee.employee ID is coming from the left table, employee. So, which means we should display all the records from employee table here. So it means all the records from employee table, which is the left table, should be there. And only the matching records from the department table should be there whenever there is a match. So in this case, only department name is coming from the right table, which is department table. And since only for these 3 records there was a department ID match, so we got the department names for these values. For all the other 2 employees, there is no department match, so we are just displaying null. So this is the intersection part, and this is the remaining part, which is coming from the employee table. Clear on this?
Right.
So again, the HR made a mistake. It created one more department, 201, with new HR. How the result will change now?
Again, it will come like 101, and then it will mention as a new HR.
Okay. Next.
And then it will be for same as for a 103.
Okay. You think this is fine?
That's what I think so.
Yeah, this is correct. So since there is a match and you did the math correctly, like one record coming twice, so that came twice because it's still matching, right, on this column twice in this table. This is fine. I'm okay with this. Now let's go back to our example. Interview question. Now table 1 has values 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, and 3. I'll change this inner join to a left join. Table 1.a. Left table is table 1, right table is table 2. This is the data. Tell me the output.
It will be like 1. And then it will come 1 as a 1. 1 and then 1. Again 1 and 1. 1 and 1. Now 2 as a null.
Okay.
And then again it will come 3. 3. And 3 as a 3.
Okay. So Kartavya and Ahmed, are you also having the same answer?
Yeah. Yes. Parth.
Okay, fine. So this is correct. So I'm glad that you got this concept.